Sometimes we do little patches like this, just 1 inch by 2 inches. Here we're going to go a little bit bigger. Get a couple more rust holes here, and then some on the driver's side. Now, because we're going to treat this floor in such a way that it will last a long time once it's coated again, and sometimes they just don't make full panels for vehicles, we're just doing spot replacement on this thing. So we can, you can kind of tap and feel where the floor is still pretty solid. Obviously, from looking at it, if I've got pits here or holes here, 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 and here, you can kind of mash with your thumb or grab a driver or a punch or something and just push down to see if you can make any more holes. It's actually, if you can make a hole, you want to, so you reveal the weak spot. And then we just cut out we just got extra sheet metal lying around from other projects. When you don't use a full panel, keep what you don't use. And we just lay it on there, trace it with a marker, and I'm going to cut this out and weld this in place. Now if you choose to make some random sheet metal patches like what I'm doing here, so you find your rust hole, you kind of knock around to see if any of the surrounding metal is weak, you go ahead and start welding your patch in. So you make your mark, you cut out your sheet metal, you use a couple of magnets to hold your patch in place while you get your first few tacks on there. And then you turn the heat down on your welder, maybe the wire speed up a little bit, so you can kind of walk that wire along your new seam. If you find that you're burning into more old metal, like right here, where we discovered another weak spot that was kind of hiding behind some acceptable steel, you really have two options. You can just cut out another patch and weld it in, kind of like what I did here. So I was working on this patch, I found a weak spot, so just cut out another one beside it. Or like right here, I started to burn a little hole out. You can just continue to walk your MIG wire outwards into that hole until you reach some thicker metal that doesn't burn out. Because remember, this is essentially a 3D printer, and you could print this whole truck if you had enough time and wire. So don't get too flustered if you find a weak spot and you start burning into it. Either cut out another patch or just weld into it slowly until it goes away. Now we got the passenger side cleaned up and acid etched and ready for sealer. So we're going to do this, kind of working on this rocker here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out the old rusty stuff, start welding this in from the top down, and just kind of hammer it into place until it meets our shape. Progress report. And now that we got the rocker out of there, we're going to clean this real good and go ahead and get it sealed, and then start putting our new rocker in place. This inner rocker is cleaned up now, so I'm going to go ahead and spray it with some etching compound, let that sit, wipe it with acetone, and then we can seal it before we start shaping the outer rocker. I just gave it some squirts, and you can see how it's kind of bubbling there. The acid is doing its thing on that rust. It's actually, some of it's already starting to turn from brown to black, but you can use plastic wrap or even aluminum foil. Cover that to keep it wet for about 30 minutes. And I just scrubbed it down with acetone, so now we're going to let it dry and then put some sealer on it. Now I've got my Frankenstein floor patches kind of made up there, so we're going to go ahead and do some seam caulking and then coat this thing in epoxy. Alright, so now I've got our rocker kind of formed here and welded in, so I'm going to go ahead and start doing some filler work to glaze, kind of skim coat this thing and get everything smoothed out. Do the same thing to the passenger side, and then just walk around the cab and see what else is going to need some skim coating to prep it for primer. Ding ding ding, we're at about 100 hours, and as you can see, the truck is not assembled, the truck is not primered, we don't even have body work really started yet. We've got rockers kind of sorted, some paint in the engine compartment, hand forming this driver's rocker just took some time, so now I'm floating some filler to skim coat that nice and smooth. So I think our goal now, obviously we still want to stay near 100 hours, so from this point it's prepping for body work, some final assembly stuff, and paint, and then we have to fool with wiring. So we've still got our harness that's been cut, so we're gonna have to wire up all the stuff, headlights, ignition, alternator, everything under the engine compartment, then obviously lighting to the back of the vehicle. And let's see, I think we've got some issues under the dash as well. So cut wires, some wires that look like they've been cut by some squirrel's teeth. So still a fair amount of work to do, but I think we will be well under the 200-hour mark.
Stay tuned for more of the 100-Hour Hilux.